Section 24 of the Wit and Humor of America, Volume 1. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Matthew Reese. What Mr. Robinson Thinks by James Russell Lowell. Governor B is a sensible man. He stays to his home and looks arter his folks. He draws his fur as straight as he can, and into nobody's tater-patch pokes. But John P. Robinson, he says he won't vote for Governor B. My, ain't it terrible? What shall we do? We can't never choose him, of course, that's flat. Guess we shall have to come round, don't you? And go in for thunder and guns and all that. For John P. Robinson, he says he won't vote for Governor B. General C is a dreffle smart man. He's been on all sides that give places or pelf, but consistency still was a part of his plan. He's been true to one party, and that is himself. So John P. Robinson, he says he shall vote for General C. General C goes in for the war. He don't vally principle more'n an old cud. What did God make us rational creatures for but glory and gunpowder, plunder and blood? So John P. Robinson, he says he shall vote for General C. We were getting on nicely up here to our village, with good old idees of what's right and what ain't. We kind of thought Christ went agin war and pillage, and that epaulets weren't the best mark of a saint. But John P. Robinson, he says this kind of thing's an exploded idee. The side of our country must allers be took. And President Polk, you know, he is our country, and the angel that writes all our sins in a book puts the debit to him, and to us the per contrary. And John P. Robinson, he says this is his view of the thing, to a T. Parson Wilbur, he calls all these arguments lies, says they're nothing on earth but just fee-faw-fum, and that all this big talk of our destinies is half on it ignorance, and t'other half rum. But John P. Robinson, he says it ain't no such thing, and, of course, so must we. Parson Wilbur says he never heerd in his life that the apostles rigged out in their swaller-tail coats and marched round in front of a drum and a fife to get some on 'em office and some on 'em votes. But John P. Robinson, he says they don't know everything down in Judee. While it's a mercy we got folks to tell us the rights and the wrongs of these matters, I vow. God sends country lawyers and other wise fellers to start the world's team when it gets in a slough. For John P. Robinson, he says the world will go right if he hollers out G. End of What Mr. Robinson Thinks. Recording by Matthew Reese, Davenport, Iowa.